why Meet the Others podcast. What's this about?
Why are we doing this thing?
Why are we doing this dang thing?
Who the F?
Do we even know what we're doing?
Certainly not. We just hooked this thing up tonight. We figured out how to use the mics, and now we're recording 10 seconds afterwards. Gives me comfort. So
I hear you.
Yeah. So anyways, Meet the Others. That's us.
Still waiting on this car to come and take me home. Things feel a little different now that we grown. Till I turn the ass, so they put my name in stone. Live how I wanna live, cause we die alone.
Hey.
Yo, welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to Meet the Others podcast. I'm Anissa B.
And this is Choir Boy Dank, and we are talking about stuff.
We are back. We are back. But before we go back, babe.
Welcome back.
Honey, this is so loud. Like my ears is blasting. I don't know.
What
I'm
about
just
it?
so loud right now. And I normally don't even say that about myself. But Jesus, lower me down a little bit.
You think so?
I think just a little.
What if I just lower your headphones?
Maybe
down?
I can't hear you now. No, I can't hear. Hello? Hello?
What about that?
That's good. I think that's good. Anyway, sorry about that. I didn't mean to, I rear off to the audio setting. I mean, but here we are.
You what? You rear off?
I rear off. That's what I did. But now I'm back. I'm back to the front.
Rear off? I don't know. Could you explain this to me?
I don't know. It's just slang that I just made up, You know how it is.
You don't want to rear off.
I don't want to rear off anymore. I want to be in the front seat. I was going to say front passenger seat.
Of your best friend's ride? Trying to holler at me?
Kind of thing, yes. But I don't want to scrub.
Yeah, and no one does.
Okay, well. Anyways, welcome, guys. We are back. Welcome. What do we have in our cup? What's in the cup?
What's in my cup? I got black Bustelo.
Bustelo. If you're Puerto Rican and you lived in New York, you probably know exactly what that is. Yeah, I have Bustelo, but I have it with half and half and some sweet and low. Because I need my coffee a little lighter. I don't really like black coffee. So
You need a little bit of that sweet.
that sweet and that lightness.
And that cream.
Crema. Whoa.
That's a story for another podcast right there.
Yeah, we can't talk about that, especially if kids are watching. But it has nothing to do with us in a way, right? Crema sounds really bad.
I don't know. You're just going to have to guess about what that is.
Ew. All right. Well, and we also have our lovely H2O. He does not, but
Oh, what?
What?
Oh, what? I'm not trying to have it on camera like someone.
Oh, whatever. I have my water at reach. It is what it is.
What did I just do, guys? I reached for my water. Got it. Right there.
I'm not rearing off no more. I'm
Don't
staying in
rear.
the front passenger side of my best
Oh my
friend's
God.
ride. Anyways, we are happy to be back. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, which we actually
No,
no,
I don't know.
we shouldn't share that part. So
We're just crazy, sexy, cool here. Just living life.
we came back from New York. It's been pretty hectic since we came back. We seem to kind of need to get back into the groove of things. I feel like driving back and forth with the kids definitely put us in like a weird spot, right? Would you say? Like it's just like been kind of like us just trying to collect ourselves, collect our lives. Still,
Well, when we got back, we had a lot of projects that we was trying to do. We moved stuff. We had like a little product ship station that we moved into the podcast room. We gave them a
Yes.
little extra room downstairs. We just did a lot of rearranging in the old casa. So
it's been rough to like just get back in and be like,
and not only that, my beautiful wife decided to add 2 extra living beings into our life, which have been a blessing and doo-doo all at the same time.
So we have, instead of just Milo, which is our little Chihuahua Boston Terrier, we have
Fu Manchu Terrier. He's like a Scottish Terrier.
Yeah, Scottish Terrier. He is the best. I rescued him. I don't know if I went through this, but I rescued him from he was abandoned and I rescued him. He was only like 8 weeks old when we got him. He was tiny. He was scared. He has grown to be such a lovable little guy. I mean, he's like 12 weeks now, but amazing little guy, super faithful to me. And then we added on a miniature dachshund, which is a dapple miniature dachshund. And her name is Lola. She's like 10 weeks old. They're about 2.5 weeks apart from each other. So very close in age. And it's different because we went from a house where we were like, hell no on the animals to here goes 2 brand new puppies that need our full undivided attention, just like our children do. Right or wrong?
That's a lot.
So it's been rough. It's been a little rough. But besides for that, we weren't able to actually record because when we attempted to record, we came down to the podcast room, ready to record, and then boom, our battery had exhaust. So then we were like, well, we have all these portable batteries or rechargeable batteries. We can use them. Well, some of them swelled up.
Yeah, we had them on the chart. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but if you have batteries on the charger, don't leave them on the charger because they could get hot and messed up. So we had a couple of our just kind of standard camera batteries that swelled up and got all funky, and they don't even fit in the camera anymore. So we had to get some new batteries. Well, we had to get some new batteries, but then we find out that, you know,
so fast forward.
Technical difficulties.
So we were kind of like bummed on not being able to actually record because of technical difficulties, because of the batteries being exhausted. And then this morning we were setting up our room again because it had been so long. We had to like dust the cobwebs off and all that stuff. And come to find out, we connected one part of the battery for the battery that goes into the camera, the wire, we connected it into our timer because we have like a timer set up so that we don't go over our time airing, and we connected it into there. So the reason why the battery was exhausted was because of the fact that it was never connected into the power source.
It was in the wrong power source.
It was in the wrong power source. So we haven't been on for about a month and some change. And that was definitely one of many reasons why we weren't on. We were waiting for our delivery and we were kind of disabled at the point to be able to actually record. But comes to find out, had we looked a little deeper, we may have been able to record depending on how I felt throughout this time period, because it's been hectic, you know? So
would you care to unpack that a little bit?
Okay. So we get back from New York, and of course, like once April, I don't know why, but for me, like April comes around like the mid of April, towards the end of April, and all my emotions start to activate. You know, when they say like April showers, that's what happens to me. It's just like, I just get really emotional. I get really like down on myself because my birthday is on May 8th. And it's like, just something happens where I'm like, am I doing it? I start to like get into my head and I'm like, am I doing enough? I miss certain people I lost. Am I working hard enough to get to my goals and achieving my goals? What have I not done? I always almost see the worst in myself each year that passes.
Yeah.
And it's always a struggle. Like you see it happening pretty quickly. Like from the moment you met me, like that's always been a struggle that I've had.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Around my birthday, I get a little in the feels.
Yeah.
I think that's a natural thing as we get older is, you know, you use kind of birthdays as like a marking point of like, well, this, you know, when I was younger, or it was a goal to do this by this certain time, or,
right.
I envisioned this or whatever. And it's easy to look at the things that maybe aren't the way that you envisioned and not look at all the amazing things that are going the way that you would have wanted or that you've planned or whatever. I don't know why that is though, but that definitely happens to me as well. Yeah. So
yeah. So with that being said, I become like literally like a rock. Like I just want to stay in bed in the dark. That's kind of been my ritual for quite some time before I met my husband.
The Rock Johnson over here.
The Rock. Stop, don't say that. You know how it is.
Her iron paradise is the bed.
The bed. Exactly. And I just want to be in the dark. I want to cry. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what's going on with me. I've always had that struggle with my birthday since I was really little. So it's like something that like is constantly connected to like being depressed, and I hate it, and I'm always fighting it, and I'm always trying to shake it. But what I'm learning is that like the older I get, and I guess the more involved I get around people that like love me and care about me and celebrate me, and I realize like that it's kind of like opening my eyes that, well, you know what, I am making it to another year. I would not have ever guessed I would have been where I'm at today.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing. And I was able to like kind of like lay in bed and realize that even though I was like struggling so like deep, like I was like struggling with even my fitness journey. And I'm like, I work my butt off regularly to make sure that I'm good. But I was still like questioning like, oh man, am I gaining weight? Like, and I was like in my head, I was feeling like I wasn't doing enough physically still. Like I was like, maybe I shouldn't even eat. You know, like those questions started to happen just because of like depression. And now I'm the type of person, once that happens, I ain't doing a damn thing. You know? Is your phone on?
Terrible. No.
Oh, it was like staticky.
That was you. It was all you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where my phone's at.
Well, maybe that's good.
I think you took it.
I should have.
You hid it in the yard somewhere.
So yeah, that was definitely another, unfortunately, those are obstacles that I go through. And then we can't be on podcasting as well because of that, because I'm like, I feel less motivated. But I want to encourage anyone who feels that way, make sure that you have good people around you that love you and will fill your cup when you need your cup filled. It's so important, because there was many times where you allowed me to let me do what I needed to do and melt in my bed. And then there were times where you were like, okay, come on, honey, like get up. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of this one meme that I think is just so hilarious, where it's like, or sound or whatever you want to call it nowadays. It's crazy. But it's like, my toxic trait is I get depressed and I don't do stuff, but I feel good when I do stuff. And when I'm depressed, I don't want to do stuff. So then I don't do stuff. So I don't feel good because I'm not doing stuff.
I never heard
that. But then
one.
when I do stuff, I feel good. So I got to just keep doing stuff.
Hey, that's good.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I like
it's
that.
like you got to remind yourself, like, sometimes sitting in that space is not good. You just gotta, even no matter what, just kind of like go through the motions, and then going through those motions will kind of give you those little small wins that will then propel you out of that space. You know what I mean?
I see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. I thought you were going to talk about the meme that was like, me throughout the whole entire year about my birthday. Woo.
Oh yeah.
The week of my birthday. Because it's the funniest thing about me too, is sad. Then like my birthday approaches and I swear it's like the flowers come out, the sun is out, there's no more rain, the weather doesn't seem confused, and I start to like feel like bright again in my life. Like I'm like, you know what? This is good. I'm still breathing. The gift of breathing is so dang underrated, right?
I think so. No, yeah. Well, it's crazy. It's crazy that we take that for so much granted. But it's weird, because once you get into yoga and doing certain things like that and like working out, your breath is everything.
For sure. And like in a more bigger picture, you know, because unfortunately I also found out like one of my really good childhood friends passed away like on my birthday, near my birthday. Yeah. And I would like to keep her name anonymous, but I just think that it's that for me was another like shocker right? It like kind of shook my core that I need to like snap out of these deep, dark depressions because I still have a gift.
Oh yeah, just the fact that you woke up is the gift. That's the breathing, right?
Yeah,
like
that's the breathing
I
for me.
Yeah, no, and I get that too.
You know, like, I mean, that is huge. It set me back again, and it made me really, really sad. Just because we were not in the best speaking terms, and like I felt like, oh man, I wish that we would have been able to speak more, and maybe she could have expressed some of her deep, dark feelings, you know? Yeah. And, you know, she and the other part about that is she's the link to us.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, it was like, oh my God, like I felt like I got hit a little bit during my birthday, but I also got woken up a little bit more this birthday.
Nah, that's valuable. I mean, every day that you wake up is another chance to change, no matter what is happening or what's going on in your life. Just the fact that you're waking up breathing gives you that moment. And if you can take that and be appreciative of those things just at a base level, then you have the ability to steer the ship, right? You know?
Right. Because sometimes, unfortunately, depression will get the best of us and it can take us.
For sure.
It will take us the fuck out of here. And I am seeing that more and more the older I get. I see that. And it's like, it's very like breathtaking to see that too at the same time. Like, it's like, you know, and then I felt like, well, one of my good friends, Shayla, she put up a post about her starting the 75 Hard challenge. And once I saw that, I was like, babe, that was like the day after my birthday. And I was like, what if?
Hard 75. I think it's hard 75.
I don't know if it's 75 hard or hard 75, but whatever it is, it's hard.
It is hard.
And it's
a challenge.
It is
daily.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I need to like kind of take it to the next level of like seeing how hard I could challenge myself and appreciate myself a little bit harder by doing this for myself. Because, you know, I am not an alcoholic, but I do like to have a cold beer at the end of the day.
Yep.
And I like to frequently have a cold beer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I think that me having beer every day, even if it's one cup of beer, one can of beer, one bottle of beer, it's not doing well for me. Like on so many levels.
In a weird way, the Hard 75 gives you like, you prioritize just your mental health, your physical health, and you kind of do no compromises with it. Yeah. You say like, no, we're not gonna do one alcoholic beer or one alcoholic drink a day is good for your heart. Oh, one glass of wine, whatever. No, we're not gonna do none of that. And we're just gonna really focus, and we're gonna take that time that we would have had to take a step back and relax and just kind of check out and pull the plug to say, no, we're gonna actually read a self-improvement book, and we're going to go on another 45-minute workout rather than that. So I'm pushing, not only am I prioritizing myself and my health and my mental health and my improvement, I'm pushing it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yep. Out of the comfort zone and saying there's no compromises here, which, you know, is a challenge.
It is. And we're on day 9.
Yeah.
So we're just starting. And it's not like we're not experts. And I'll tell you something, on Friday last week, I wanted a beer and a shot and maybe another beer and maybe another shot. But we didn't do that. Like, and it was like, kind of like, I felt like we like conquered. I felt like I conquered something by not, I conquered myself from like, or like I won over myself, because I am the type of person, like, if I want something, I'm going to get it, you know, like that's it. So like I fought my own demons, my inner thoughts of, I need to have a beer right now, to shit, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to I'm gonna breathe this one out.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna go and run. I'm gonna, you know, like, and we had a hard day that day.
Oh
We
yeah.
were mowing. I got freaking
The worst
like,
mowing tan ever.
I got like a tan line. It's a
look at
thigh
this.
high line. It's not
Horrible.
looking good.
Horrible.
It's just awful. It's just awful.
So yeah. And then when did the second workout of the day? After we
Yep.
did the first workout in the morning.
Yep.
And you know, and then said, we're still on this thing.
Yep.
And that's the thing about the kind of counting the days out is like every day is almost like a weird victory, right?
Yes.
Even doing like the Sunday work, like I'm cool to do the 5 days a week working out. That sounds right. It sounds like, you know, you're clocking in, doing your thing. But to do it 7 days a week,
yeah,
twice a day is like you're winning every single day. Every single day is a challenge to win over,
right,
in a way, right?
And so what the 75 hard 75, what that consists of is sticking to a diet, you know, sticking to a diet
Oh
plan.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Drinking, there's 5 rules. Sticking
No
to a
eating
diet.
out.
Sticking to a diet, for us, we're not eating out. Like that's part of our making sure we don't eat out, because and if we have to, because we're out of town or something, grabbing something that's very healthy, not anything but we're really trying to focus on not only doing this for ourselves, health wise, but for our pockets.
Yeah.
So we're trying to you know, cause not that we're people that eat out a lot, cause I cook all the time, but just making sure that that's not one of the options of eating out, only if it has to be. So we're doing the diet, drinking a gallon of water, and then the 2 exercises, one inside and one outside.
45 minutes.
45 minutes each. I normally go more than 45. And a lot of times when we do our outside workout, we do go a little bit more than 45, but 45 and I think more. If
at least 45.
Yeah, at least
That's
45.
kind of
and read a book, 10 pages of a book. And did I say them all?
I think so. Oh, and then take the picture.
Oh, yes. And take a progress picture, which we've been doing. I've been posting them on my Instagram, ANISSABSTRONG. If you follow me, you'll see them. I'm going to be annoying.
I'm not posting mine until the end.
He's going to post his before.
I'm going to do my before.
After. So, but me, I'm like, whatever. I want you to see the progress and see what I'm doing and see if I'm not progressing. And if I'm not, at least I'm still trying. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been definitely sticking to that for the last 9 days. It's been great. Do you feel like your mind has been a little bit clearer?
No, it's been great. It's been great. It's just, it's like an exercise of all of that. It's an exercise of the body and the mind. So it's great, but I would be selling snake water if I would say that it's not challenging. It is challenging. It's challenging. More for me, a little bit more with the mental stuff than the physical stuff. I mean, the physical stuff is challenging. I mean, half of it, the mental stuff of just being physical and not having any sort of, I don't know. There's not really we're not sitting on the couch eating Cheetos.
No.
There's never a point where we're doing that. I mean, it's not like I did that before, but even you know, it's just about being very intentional with all of the time we have.
Yep. Being
very intentional about, you know, how we spend our days. So it's cool.
And who was that guy that I told you? I always forget his name, but I don't want to say it wrong. And that's probably why I'm asking you to say it. The one that I had you listen to his podcast.
Bedros Keuilian.
Oh my God. I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
I literally listened to maybe 5 or 6 podcasts. I was driving and I was listening to his podcast. And the first one that I started off with was just it's okay to say no so that you can reinvent yourself, so that you can become exactly that entrepreneur that you want to be.
Yep.
In order to do that, sometimes you have to kind of sort out what is good for your life, what people are good for your life, and what things and people may have an expiration date, because unfortunately everyone in your life has an expiration date.
Yeah. And that's another thing that I think that we've been kind of at least discussing a bunch of and really kind of weighing out, because I think that both of us by nature are not 100%, but kind of lean towards the nature of a people pleaser.
I hate when you say that because I don't feel like I'm a people pleaser.
I think
but
that you are. You act like you're not. Well, unless every time that someone wants to do something with you, you're just so starved to hang out with somebody that you gotta go do it, because I feel like you always say yes, and I think that there's a point to say no.
Yeah,
and
I thought it was
focused.
I really thought it was amazing and interesting that one of his things was he says no to funerals and weddings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, like, how do you do that? I even had a conversation with my brother yesterday, and I was like, imagine if like there was a funeral, and I'm like, nah.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm saying, and that's kind of what I'm getting at is like saying I don't need to go to that, and not being. It's weird because that
you sound like an
you
asshole.
sound like a complete dick.
Yeah, like I'm like imagine if I was like, hey, you want to come to my wedding, and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna come. I'm
actually kind of focused on this thing I'm doing. You sound, and that's what I'm saying. That's what a piece of me is saying about the people pleaser thing. Like you don't want to disappoint anybody.
True. You're right. Yeah.
You don't want to make them think that you're a selfish a-hole, and you want people to generally like you, right? And to some degree, you gotta say that's not the top of my priority list. Right.
And it was good to hear those things.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
from someone that's not your husband.
There's someone that's not my husband. Exactly. Because then I'm like, he doesn't,
he doesn't really know what he's talking about.
But Pedro.
Yeah. Pedro. I don't even know his name, but he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, it was like really good to hear some of his stuff. Like even like the whole alcohol thing, like he was casually having a drink to not drinking at all. And for me, if I get through these, which I will, I will, when I get through this 75 days, I plan on not drinking anymore.
You plan on going on a bender?
No. See you guys. See you when I see you. No, I really want to try my best to not drink anymore. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But I'm human. So hopefully I can stick with that. But like I said, I'm not a raging alcoholic, but it's just for my own mental state because I was making poor decisions when I was drinking.
Yeah.
And that's real. And I don't want to be that person because I'm not that person. So
yep.
This is like definitely for me a wake up call and something that I want to do to make sure that I'm like focused on my goals, because we have this Be Strong line. We have Other World products. We have music. We have so much stuff happening. Children, our relationship.
Yep.
We got too much.
Yeah, we have too much to be kind of foggy, right?
Yeah.
Like and that's one thing that Pedro said in his podcast is like, I'm not really a drinker, but I would have a social drink.
Yes.
Twice a month or whatever. And then I'd wake up the next day and I'd be a little kind of out of the game or whatever.
Yes.
And I think.
And we were feeling that because I would still drag my ass to yoga and I'd be like gagging in my mouth because there's like vomit because I drank.
But you're like, yo, I'm thugging this out. I'm still doing it. What's up? No one can stop me.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, you're putting unnecessary, like I would say, resistance against you. That's not healthy resistance.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
There's healthy resistance and then, kind of, I don't know, unhealthy resistance, I guess you would say. So,
yeah.
And that would be one of the things. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a good experiment, and it'll be cool to kind of let everybody along for the journey, right? And kind of let y'all.
Maybe one of you guys that are listening right now, you can join. And like, if 75 seem a little hard, I would not want to discourage you to try maybe 30 day.
Yeah, right. Isn't there like a 45?
I think there's like a 40 or 45.
But at the same time, I think that it doesn't really matter. You can kind of do that on your own terms. And even if, let's say you get a weekend and on the weekend you mess up, you could start that thing back over, and you know, it's all good, right? Like I think that it's all progress.
You just can't count it, you know, like once you mess up, you got to kind of start back at one.
Yeah, come on, be accountable.
Exactly. Yes.
No, yeah, that's good. I think that, yeah, it'll be fun to kind of go along this thing and kind of let everybody know.
Yes.
The struggle and the victories that happen along the way, I guess.
For sure. But yeah, we are happy to be back. We're excited. We have so much more new things happening. We have a lot of news coming up soon, different, you know, products, merch, music. We're still doing things. Just, you know, life always smacks us in the face a little bit, but yeah, we're back.
Good. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing a lot of kind of behind the scenes work. We didn't kind of check in on the podcast, but we got a lot of stuff that's kind of been cooking, percolating, and yes, we can't wait to share it with y'all.
Yes, for sure. So if you guys haven't noticed, this is us, Meet the Others podcast. If you see these faces, it's us. So follow us and follow Choir Boy Dank on Instagram,
Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, go like that stuff and comment on the posts because I'm going to be a little bit more active on those socials. So let's have this conversation.
Yes, follow me on ANISSABSTRONG on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, YouTube. We're on YouTube. You see those faces, it's Meet the Others podcast. So just come on, join us. No, we're not a cult, I promise.
Join the others.
Anyways, guys, we are out of here. Thank you. Peace. Why Meet the Others podcast? What's this about?
Why are we doing this thing?
Why are we doing this dang thing?
Who the F?
Do we even know what we're doing?
Certainly not.
Oh,
we
no.
just hooked this thing up tonight. We figured out how to use the mics, and now we're recording 10 seconds afterwards. Gives me comfort. So
I hear you.
Yeah. So, anyways, Meet the Others. That's us.
Still waiting on this car to come and take me home. Things feel a little different now that we grown. Till I turn the ass, so they put my name in stone. Live how I wanna live, 'cause we die.